Hello.
And welcome back.
To
Sick.
see you next Tuesday.
Today, Tuesday. I'm Annabel.
It is. I'm Ben.
And we're feeling a little psychotic.
Oh. We're feeling a little.
I feel like I need a shower.
That's better than mine.
I'm feeling a little.
It does give dolphin. Okay.
I love Barbie dolphin magic.
Dolphin magic. Soon.
Coming soon, you guys. Good things come to those who wait.
Absolutely. But no, we're here to talk about a classic.
Absolutely, we are. Heard of Alfred Hitchcock?
Heard of?
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Sure. Heard of Julianne Moore? Heard of Vince Vaughn?
Then you know exactly what we're talking about.
We're talking about Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
From?
That's such a good question.
Last century.
Couldn't tell you.
I want to say the 60s.
I want to say 59.
Ooh.
Oh, it's 60. Exactly.
Hell yeah. Okay, we were both on it.
Yeah.
Combined, that's an answer.
Yes.
Yeah. A classic film.
It is. I feel like most people have seen it.
Most people have seen it, and if you haven't seen it, you've definitely, you know about its existence, and you've seen it referenced a million times. Or you've seen, like, Bates Motel or something.
Yeah. There's so many, like...
Iterations.
Iterations, and it's just so engrossed in popular media. And also, it's been used in, like, so many other...
Scream inspired.
Follow.
Yeah.
Scream inspired. The Substance lightly inspired. Like it's
IKEA Fright's Halloween edition inspired.
It truly made its mark on Hollywood. As you can tell.
Absolutely.
Based on those three things that
those huge hallmarks of our current film industry.
Links in description for all three of those movies.
All three of them, they're all on YouTube.
I mean, they probably are.
Probably.
But no, yes. But we're not just here to talk about Scream. Or not Scream.
We're actually definitely not here to talk about Scream.
You got me there.
Maybe next Halloween, honestly.
You got me there. I'm surprised we didn't do it this Halloween.
I'm surprised. Good things come to those who wait for October.
But no, we're not just here to talk about Psycho.
Absolutely not, because that's boring. And as we've established, it's old. So there have been...
And we're not boring.
And we're not boring, and we're fresh out the womb. So I'm just saying, people have had, like a bunch of years? Almost 100, kind of.
65 years.
More than that. No, that's the exact number.
No, I know it is. That's why when you said more than that, I said, what?
In my mind, 1960 meant that there was 60 more years to 2000. I actually don't know where my mind went. And this is just proof that women can't be in STEM. No, so you're exactly right. 65 years, that's a long time. That's a grown-ass old adult. Older than our parents. That's crazy. So people have had that long to review and talk about this movie, and we don't want to jump on that bandwagon. The market's too saturated. We can't compete.
Yeah. That's not what we're here for. We can't do that.
We only have original ideas and original thoughts here on this podcast, and we're going to continue to uphold that.
Absolutely. So, Annabelle, what are we here to do today? If you can't tell by the title of probably this podcast.
If you didn't read the title and just jumped in because you thought we were hot, you've come to the right place. What we're doing today is a sexy, modern fan cast, a recast of Psycho, if it were to be remade in the year of 2025, who do we want to tap in?
Find out. Watch to find out.
Literally just keep watching to find out, because it's imminent.
We're going to talk about it. But so
what was that process?
Oh, I was just going to say that they've done plenty of they've done a remake, they've done sequels. So like this has been done before.
Absolutely, it has. I actually
90s.
didn't realize the extent of which they've done this. I knew that there was a Psycho 2. I didn't realize there were like 4.
Yeah, it's a whole franchise.
Yeah, it's too much. I think calm it down. I don't know what they're about. Have I seen them? No. Do I want to? Yes. But I just feel like they can't be good.
No, that's what I think we need to find out.
And I agree. I think maybe we need to actually delve into the entire franchise, and maybe we hit that in October.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. All month, Cycle 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's a month.
That's a month.
I'm actually so back women can be in STEM. There's also, the like Vince Vaughn, Julianne Moore version. Exactly. Which I had no idea existed, but that's crazy casting. Costco's derogatorily crazy, except for Julianne Moore. I'm sure she kills.
No, she kills.
I'm sure she kills.
We're not doing that. But before we get into the process of how we cast this, I think maybe a very, very brief rundown
synopsis
of this movie.
Yeah.
Would you like to take it away? So, this movie, it takes place in California?
No, you thought it was California, but it wasn't, right?
Or was it the other way around? It takes place in California.
Oh, never mind. But yeah, Bates Motel doesn't, which is why I was confused.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. So we're in California, and we meet Marion Crane, she works at a bank.
She's Jamie Lee Curtis's mother.
She is Jamie Lee Curtis's mother, Janet Leigh. And she steals money and goes on the run, and she makes her way to a motel.
Holiday Inn.
She makes it to a motel where there is sort of this very strange housekeeper, innkeeper, manager,
front
owner.
doorsman, manager,
yeah, kind of all around
jack
person.
of all trades, motel owner.
Yes. Played by Anthony Perkins, whose son Osgood Perkins, did The Monkey and Long Legs,
Clock In.
Yeah. And so she meets him. He's very odd. He's very weird. He's constantly fighting with his mother that she's listening to. What happens? She gets murdered. Whoops. And
spoilers.
That's maybe the biggest scene of Psycho that everyone has seen before, the shower scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so her sister, Lila Crane, and her ex-boyfriend,
who she's like,
I think it's her.
It's like an illicit affair, kind of, right?
Is it?
Yeah, her and Sam at the beginning are definitely having some kind of like illicit relationship that they shouldn't be having, but they're like, well, we're in love anyway. They ended it.
So they end it. So he's technically like an ex-lover.
Yes.
So it's him, Sam, and Lila, her sister, go out searching for her with, a cast and crew of people, old couple, police officer, detective, blah, blah, blah.
Abagast.
And they come to find out that this man that runs this motel might be more than he seems. Watch the movie. I don't know.
Watch the movie to find out. Who did it? Who's to say?
Who's the mother he's fighting with? Who's to say?
Drop your guesses in the comments below.
True. So we are not casting this whole movie because that would be insane, and there's a lot of
We don't want to cast the
side
bit characters. I almost cast the secretary at the beginning.
Yeah, we don't need that.
She has like 4 lines.
You guys don't need that either.
Absolutely not. But honestly, tap me in. I could do it.
Yes.
I see that for me.
But we are casting sort of the 4 main leads.
Absolutely.
And that is Marion and her sister, Sam, her ex-lover, and Norman Bates, the owner of the motel.
titular Bates, well, not titular,
Wrong movie / show.
Of Bates Motel. He
Yes.
is the owner.
So that's what we did. So now let's dive, into what was your process, Annabelle?
Well, you know what? Let's also just like talk about a relationship with Psycho. Why don't we?
Tell me your relationship with Psycho.
I saw it as rather a youngin'. And I like didn't super remember it. Obviously, like the shower scene is everywhere. I remembered that. That stood out. I remembered more like the Psycho lore more than I remembered the actual film. Then Bates Motel came out. You bet your ass I was clocked in. I started watching that. I said, what a show. I remember being really scared to watch it, but I was brave and I dived in. Then when I did that, I said, God, babe, you've got to rewatch the film. I was expecting it to be bad. I don't know why. I think it's just because, like, I just watched Whatever Happened to Baby Jane and said, well, that's terrible. All old horror movies must be bad. And then I rewatched Psycho and I said, masterpiece. Classic. This Alfred Hitchcock knows what he's doing. And so I definitely had a little phase where I was just kind of, the Bates Motel, the Psycho of it all, I was into it. How about you?
Cute. I mean, yeah, I watched it when I was little. It's been a big part of my life. I went to film school and watched it there. I was also in music school and watched it there. Also, we were a big Bates Motel family. Whole family clocked in every week to watch it. Yep. So, yeah, it was always something I watched. And then, watched the Julianne Moore remake because I love Julianne Moore.
Need to watch it.
And that's about it. And I agree. I think it is a masterpiece. I think it's a perfect movie.
Almost.
And I've
got one for.
But it always reminds me of like when people like hate on people for like loving like popular songs by artists.
Right,
like they're popular for a reason. Like this movie is so popular and still popular to this day for a reason.
Because it kills. It's great.
Yeah.
Also, what really shocked me as well, like rewatching it, not the time that we rewatched it, but like when I did my refresher, that the acting really kills.
No, truly, like genuinely, it's like good acting, especially because it's a little hard, I think, with movies from like the 50s and 60s where they use the transatlantic accent, that it's like,
for sure.
Are they good at acting or are they just like...
Yeah, hot take, Bette Davis shouldn't have ever been on screen. That woman's horrendous. The entire like Ryan Murphy miniseries was about how great an actress Bette Davis was, and then I watched her and I said, that one? Crazy. Like, back row acting to the gods. Anyone and their dog handed an Oscar. I just, that's my like hot take about old movie acting. But in this, really solid. And I feel like Norman in particular, you really could ham that. Like back then, they gave you a platter from which you could ham. And he said, I'm going to live in my truth.
And he did. He really did. And thank God he did.
No, and thank God. That Anthony Perkins knows what he's doing. He can act.
That guy can act.
That guy can act, R.I.P. Bring him back. So big shoes to fill is what I'm saying.
Yes. And so...
Process.
For the third time now, what was your process going into this?
Well... I feel like you probably had more of a process than me. We started off by rewatching it together, because it's been a while for both of us.
Not for me.
You watched it last year?
Yeah, like end of last year.
It's been a while. We turned the page on 2024. We're into 2025, clean slate. Yeah. And I was just kind of garnering vibes.
For sure. While we were rewatching,
I was vibe garnering.
Absolutely, yeah.
And sometimes I do like older cast, younger cast. Actually, I had a couple of people who were too old, and I struck them.
Oh my gosh, that's so big of you.
But now I'm actually regretting it because I did look on Reddit, and apparently in the book, Norman's supposed to be older. But then for the movie and for Bates Motel, they said we're going to make him a bit younger. He's supposed to be like a middle-aged
he's like a
man.
Teenager in Bates Motel.
Well, yes, but like he's supposed to be like fully middle-aged in the book. So
Okay.
now I actually might re-tap back in some of my older cast. But yeah, I didn't do like older cast, younger cast, whatever. I was purely going on just like vibe, and I didn't even think about who would be good together. So I've got the least. Okay, thank God. I've got the least process maybe I've ever had in our like 3 casting things we've done.
I also did like full vibes watching the movie. Who am I
Obsessed.
feeling?
Yeah.
Who am I catching? And that was my starting point. And then I started to see sort of a pattern in the people that I was casting to like sort of separate
Find a
them
type?
into different categories.
Ooh.
So I have 3 specific movies that I'm making. And then some extras. So like the first one is if we were remaking it in the 90s. So I do have a bit of like an older
Ooh.
cast, but it's more of like this is them if we were filming this while it's the 90s.
Gotcha.
And then I have sort of like genuine, like I think that this would be who
This would kill?
would get cast. This is who it would be. And then I also have sort of like personally, this is who I want.
There's some great categories. I wish I did that. You won't
But
find me
also,
doing that.
I have a few just sort of like thrown in there as well, some extras.
Okay,
So,
love.
Yeah.
Fun.
Should we jump in?
Yes, we shall.
Okay, I say we start with Sam.
Let's start with Sam.
Let's talk about the vibes of Sam first. I think
Classically handsome. Kind of gives like gentlemen, despite the fact that this affair may be illicit. I feel like he really loves Marion.
yes, it seems to me it's like an all-around good guy. He genuinely gives like a good guy.
In any other movie, I feel like he'd be just like the male lead, stand-up gentleman from that time period, classically good-looking chap.
Yes. I agree. And you only have one?
I added another
Person?
one. You'll find I
Okay.
have 2 now.
All right. I have 3 for this one.
Okay.
I'm going to start with the one that this is just me being biased and I have one that this is maybe my most proudest.
Okay.
My most proudest. That was horrible. My proudest
Love.
casting, but I'm going to save that one for last.
Okay, good.
But my personal bias, who would I cast? Because I'm just making calls to people and I'm saying, you got the part.
Ben Thomas casting director, you'll find it's already part of your hyphenates.
That person that I'm calling is Callum Turner.
Love. I see it.
Yeah.
That's not
Tall,
that biased
handsome.
either. Like, it makes sense.
No, that's right. Well, I mean, they all make sense, but this is just like somebody that I love very much.
I thought
that
maybe,
I'm calling.
see, like, if I were being biased, I'd say Leah Michelle, tap her in.
No, like that's not what I
Sam
meant.
Loomis,
by
Leah
that.
Michelle.
I meant like this is somebody that I love, but could do it.
Yeah, no, they'd kill. I see that.
Yeah, so Callum Turner is my first pick.
Okay, love. I'm gonna do, the first pick I'm gonna give you is gonna be the one I just came up with. Because I still think my number one is the one.
Okay.
And I could see this. Glenn Powell.
Yeah. Especially now, you know what? That'd be like
sure.
the stunt casting where you're like, let's get the
Absolutely.
big name in there so
In a-
that
in
all
a
the
smaller
ladies will
part.
come see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a sexy little man. If Hitman taught us anything, he's got range.
Yeah.
We've seen him be a little bit of an asshole, but also a romantic lead that you root for. So we can get rid of that assholiness completely. Let's see him without any hint of asshole. Like, that's fun. He can do
Yeah.
it because he's a lovely man.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. I can see it.
Thank you.
My next one is my 90s pick.
Love.
He might have been a little young, so maybe like 2000s is maybe more appropriate, but either way. I went Freddie Prinze Jr.
Whoa, okay. Yeah. I see it.
Yeah, like a young Freddie Prinze Jr.
Little brick.
Yep.
Little brick of
Tall,
a man. Tap him in.
handsome,
Yeah, no,
good
love.
guy.
I see.
Yeah.
Also, like, it's really important to me that whoever we cast in this role, like, can really look like slicked back 60s getup. Like, look like they could have easily belonged in the 60s. Him more than any of the other characters for me.
That's why I'm so excited for my number one. Like, I think this is my best choice for all of them. All four.
Whoa. Okay. Huge. Love.
Yes.
Is it? Yes.
What if we have the same one?
Okay. I go next.
That is how it works.
Sick, okay.
When you go one by one.
Okay, love. My like number one came to mind quite truly immediately. I would say first minute of the film.
Stop. This was genuinely the first person that I picked. This is so crazy. What if we have the same person?
That would be wild. David Cornsweet.
Annabelle! Yes! Oh my god, my microphone is peeking out the wazoo because
so am I,
also
baby.
picked David. That is like the best choice.
100%.
Like literally, that is David Cornsweet.
No, easily. And you know what? Cast.
I cannot believe that. Part of me knew it. A part of me knew it.
No, yeah. I'm not. When you were talking about like him looking like appropriate for the times, but just then you said like he's perfect. I said, what if Ben's also picked David
No,
Cornsweet?
genuinely.
Because he just like he's that. He's tap him in.
He would be the perfect Sam Loomis.
100%.
Like truly.
And literally, you've got the part, David. Congrats. And I think if we offered it to him, he'd take it.
Honestly, probably.
Absolutely.
That's my Superman.
Amen. Amen. And I've always said that.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
That's so fun.
Let's move. I hope this happens for the rest of them.
Yes. I love how he was my one choice until a minute ago. I'm obsessed.
Honestly, you don't need another choice though.
That's
like,
what I said. I said he's got the role. Who else?
That's the thing. Is like he's perfect for it.
Absolutely.
Let's move on to Marion's sister, Lila.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So she is Marion's younger sister.
Yes. Oh, you'll find I didn't abide by that, but that's okay.
That doesn't matter. I'd say she's very like headstrong, but maybe not as much as her sister is.
Yeah.
She gives older sister vibes.
No, she does. She does.
Because
she lives longer.
She does. And she's also technically the lead.
I guess. Yeah.
She is, in fact, the protagonist of Psycho, the book. And that was the point of the movie with Janet Leigh.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so she's very, like, headstrong. She's very quick, like, she's, like, very driven to, like, her goals.
Yeah.
I feel as though she's not really, like, a quiet
No.
person.
Well, yeah, she's determined to get to the bottom of it. She said, my sister's missing.
Yes.
And there were several times where they were like, it's a dead lead. We've got to leave this Bates Motel. And she said, nah, we've got to go back.
Yeah, she's very driven, passionate.
Yes.
Determined.
Yes.
How many Lilas do you have?
2.
I have 5.
Love.
I struggled with Marion, but I did not struggle with Lila. These ones were really quick for me.
That's great. I did a little. I don't know
Okay,
why. I'm
that's
not gonna
okay.
lie, I'm not super happy with either of my choices.
I'm not super happy. I've got some throwaways for Lila.
Okay. Well, let's start with one of yours just because you have more.
How many do you have again?
2.
Okay, I'm gonna give my throwaways right now,
Okay,
and I'm
sick.
just gonna name them. Like, this is not, I don't love these, but I'm gonna say them anyways.
Love.
And that's Jennifer Lawrence or Juno Temple.
Oh, love, actually. Fun.
Those were sort of my throwaways. I was like, they could do it. That'd be fun. That'd be good.
I think at one point Jennifer Lawrence was percolating for me, but I can't remember which character she was percolating for. It wasn't Norman, and it wasn't
weird.
Sam. So it's
That's
definitely.
really
I know
weird.
it's insane. Though honestly, the range on that woman,
She could
I'd love
do
to see
Norman.
it. She could actually do Norman. Like, wait,
For sure.
gender swapped Psycho. Where's that?
That's our
That's
next
Monster.
episode. That's next week.
No, and you're right. And you're right. But
Those
love.
are my throwaways. Okay, I'll give you my 90s cast.
Beautiful.
And then we can go to one of your 2. So my 90s Lila, I cast Carrie Russell.
Queen.
Yeah.
Queen.
I think she would kill. And she was all the rage. So
Absolutely. She still is. For
Agreed.
some watching Felicity in the year of 2025.
well, she was just nominated for a Golden Globe.
No, she was. Honestly, she's so back.
No, she is.
Yeah, I feel like she was definitely like 90s, early 2000s girly, and then the Americans brought her back and she stayed.
Yeah.
And I love.
and good.
And thank God.
But that's my 90s.
Love.
So hit me with something.
Yes. So, one of my picks? Elizabeth Gillies.
That's your one of 2. You had 2, and one of them was Elizabeth Gillies.
Aesthetically, she really fits that 60s vibe. You ever seen her do a mid-Atlantic accent?
Yeah.
She's born to be in it. Maybe this is like Psycho on Lifetime.
That's sure.
Yes. And she's outspoken.
I can see that.
Yeah. Maybe we throw a song in there.
Maybe we don't.
Maybe we do, though. That's also
Psycho the musical.
actually genuinely, where is it?
Why has that not happened?
We've got American Psycho the musical.
We don't need that.
I actually have heard many love it. It flopped. But my boss, Ben Van Buren, if he will ride for any musical, it's American Psycho the musical. So maybe let's bring in Psycho.
I'm surprised Psycho the musical hasn't happened, honestly.
Yeah, because there's even like Soul the musical, like a musical off-Broadway parody. Maybe there's like one in that capacity, like a cabaret sort of thing.
I feel like we could get just like a genuine Psycho the musical. Like we have a Carrie the musical
I would love
or something
it.
like that.
Carrie kills. Would
But
slaughter.
sure, I think Liz Gillies with like a Lifetime Psycho.
Or like, let's put her up to the challenge. Like, let's see how she goes in the big leagues.
No, I think she'd do well.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, I don't know. I saw Spread. Anyways.
Yeah, and I think that Spread would be better if it was set in the 60s. I genuinely feel that.
I was going to say, I was doing like a modern casting is really what I was doing. I wasn't trying to get these people dressed up in the 60s and doing accents and stuff like that. I was trying to think like, oh, we're making this now.
Okay, so you were Bates Moteling it a bit.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
I fear I took the 60s.
Yeah, I can tell. With the 2 that you've given so far.
Well.
But that's okay.
That's
We
okay.
have different processes.
Yes. Okay, what's your next one?
My next one, this is my personal want bias-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, this one I'm not sure if she's really up to it and if she can really do it.
Oh no.
But I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
And that is my queen, the love of my life. That is Daisy Edgar Jones.
She may appear on my list.
Is she in your Marians?
Yes.
I considered her for Marion, but then I was like, no, we're gonna put her in the lead.
No, and I love that. Love. Great. You know, I believe in her too.
I think that Lila and Marion are somewhat interchangeable. You know, they are sisters.
I
They're
had Elizabeth Gillies as
characters.
Marion for a bit.
That's the thing. Like, the characters are very similar. So, like, the fact that you have her for Marion, I'm like, I almost put her for Marion.
No, love.
So.
Okay, love. And I'm obviously going to ride hard for our girl.
For sure.
For the woman who changed my life. Absolutely.
You're going to go to war for that woman.
I'm going to bat for her any day of the week, babe. So, I love that.
And she fits your bill because she can totally do 60s.
She can totally do 60s.
And she has.
Yeah.
When did Under the Banner of Heaven take place?
When did Where the Crawdads Sing take place?
Good question.
Such good questions.
Who's your next Lila?
My next Lila?
Ariana Grande.
Wait, would kill. Victoria Justice.
Daniela Monáe.
Matt Bennett.
Leon Thomas III.
Even Jukia. Wait, as Norman? Okay, Twisted.
Oh, no. Okay.
No. So, my next one is Jenna Malone.
Like a 90s cast?
Sure.
Well, no, like 2000, like not even 2000s, honestly, like now, I guess. 2010s.
Yeah.
Jenna Malone.
Yeah. She was playing a high school in Donnie Darko. That's 2001, right?
Yeah, that's why I said 2010s.
Yeah. No, love.
Like
love.
Hunger Games, Jenna Malone.
100%. 100%.
That age range. I love that. That's so good. That's
Thank
a really
you.
good one.
Thank you. She was first.
That's a really good one.
And then I just popped Elizabeth on.
One of my throwaways for Marion, I think, would suit her to be the sister. Like, if she was cast as Lila, I think my one Marion would be a really good, like, work for her, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
But we'll get to that. I have one last Lila.
Yes, please give me your final Lila.
My final Lila is Zoe Deutsch. I think,
Ben.
you know, is she on your Marion list?
Yeah.
Get out!
And can I be... she was originally on my Lila list.
Stop.
And then I moved her.
Shut up, Annabelle. How many Marions you got left?
One.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. This is why great minds think alike, but also like...
minds think alike. Also, just like friends of the pod.
No, truly friends of the pod.
But also, Zoe Deutsch would kill.
No, kill in either one. I truly agree.
Yeah. Though I do love a Lila moment because that means she's in it more.
Yeah, and also I feel like I want to see her take like that reins of a movie. I feel like she doesn't... I mean, she has, but she's always like a quirky teen. But I want to see her like drama, like I'm finding my murdered sister.
No, 100%. And I think she'd find her.
Yeah,
I believe in her. Yeah. Okay, love.
But yeah, that's my last Lila.
Love.
Should we move on to Marion?
Absolutely, we should.
Describe Marion for me, please.
She's a woman.
She is.
Yes. I feel like on the surface of it, especially like at the beginning of the movie, you think she's kind of like more softly spoken than like a Lila, for instance. She's like underestimated at work, but then she's got a little underbelly. She's maybe having an affair with a man. She's stealing things from banks and then money. She's stealing money from banks and going on the run. So she's definitely got a bold side.
Yes.
And also, like, even at the hotel, Norman's being a little weird. And she's, like, not just, like, sitting down and taking it necessarily. She's like, actually, like, I'm going to go to bed and you should go. Which I also think requires a brazenness. So she's definitely got that Lila brazenness, but a softer side.
I agree. She's got the girl boss, but then she's also got sort of like the,
I will not submit, but like pretend to.
You think she will.
Yeah.
You think she will.
I will fit the mold you want me to on the surface, but deep down, I'm doing this so that I can be rich.
Yeah. So my one throwaway for Marion that I thought would be a really good pairing for
with
Jenna Malone as Lila. For Marion, Rooney Mara.
Love. I say that.
I think that they would be a good like combination of sisters.
I agree. And then
why don't we get Kate Mara in there?
I was actually about to say, like, why not? Let's just get Kate in.
I think Kate would be more of a Marion.
Kate would be more of a Norma.
But if we had to put the girls in, I would put Kate and Marion, and I'd put Rooney and Lila. But
yeah, for
overall, I want Rooney in like a Marion spot.
Love.
So that was my one throwaway. But then somebody else, I'll just, since you only have one more left. Another one, personal want, Elizabeth Olsen.
Then she's not on my list, but she was like so close. I almost put her on immediately before recording this podcast.
Oh my gosh.
As Marion.
Should have.
Yeah.
I think she is Marion. Like that's the role for Elizabeth
No, 100%.
Olsen.
She would slaughter.
Soft-spoken,
and be slaughtered.
But also sort of like
so much sense of self.
Yes. I think Elizabeth Olsen would kill.
Yes. I agree.
Okay, I have two more. Do you want me to take one more? And
you do one, I do one, you do one.
So this is my 90s choice. Mm-hmm. Maybe 2000s, I don't know. But I'm going to go Demi Moore.
Love. She'd kill.
I think especially younger Demi Moore. Like she's got sort of like...
And she looks bomb in a shower.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I know about Demi Moore, she may not have an Oscar, but boy does she look hot naked.
And also I feel like when she was younger was always sort of like strong.
Oh, 100%. G.I. Jane?
Yeah, but like she was also not super like in your face like about herself.
For sure. She was strong, very sort of but she also
reserved.
Was enough of that to be cast in the lead role. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's my other choice.
Love.
Who's if your last Marion is the same as mine, I'm gonna lose my mind.
That would be crazy. My last Marion is Zendaya.
I don't know why that shocked me to my core, but it did.
Whoa.
Because I just was not expecting that, but I love that.
Okay, love.
Like I truly love that, and I think she could do both Lila and Marion.
No, and I agree. But I was thinking also, like, in the way that they did with Janet Leigh, Zendaya,
you get
huge
this big
name. Huge name, kill her off.
Yeah.
Like they did with Rihanna.
That's really good. Just like Rihanna.
Just like Rihanna, yeah.
I would love that. I think Zendaya would kill. Oh, she's so talented.
She's so talented. She'd slaughter it. It would be... Like, she may not be on screen for long, but boy, would she steal it.
Yeah, for sure. My final Marion is not Zendaya. But I feel like similar, big name.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Saoirse Ronan.
Yes. Would kill. Yes, also big name, like 12-time Academy Award snob. Yeah.
Kill and get killed.
Kill and get killed.
I think Saoirse would kill as Marion.
She's got that softness, but she's also got that, again, like strength and sense of self and groundedness. So that's perfect. That's like a really good balance.
Yeah,
Talent out the
always love to
wazoo.
see her on the screen.
I
so-
always love to see her in the shower. Get her in there. Get in there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But that's my final Marion.
Obsessed. Perfect.
Which leads us to
The lead.
the
man, the myth, the legend.
Mr. Bates.
Mr. Bates. Can you describe him for me, Ben?
You know, he's a little bit of a goofball, a little bit of an oddball.
I was thinking oddball as well, yeah.
He's maybe socially inept. I think that he does not have a lot of social skills because he doesn't get the opportunity
to go out.
Sure. He also has some very clear, spoiler alert, mental
illness.
issues.
Yeah.
And
maybe a BPD?
Is maybe not, or maybe a, what's the other one? The alternative personalities disorder?
Multiple personalities?
That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe something along those lines, but it's not exactly apparent on the surface. So
yeah, because his impressions are incredible.
When casting, I was thinking of maybe somebody who is able to play this, this like almost endearing 100%.
That's what I really love about Anthony Perkins and Freddie Highmore. They're both like really endearing, and you like need to root for them, not root for them necessarily, but like understand why people are lured in somewhat and be lured in.
Exactly. And you're right though. Like we are rooting for them,
particularly with like Bates Motel, because like that we have to root for him for that entire series because he's the lead.
But in this movie, especially when it first came out and like when you first watch it, you don't know that he
spoilers
has these issues and is doing these things, so you are rooting for him. I don't know like what exactly rooting, but like you're not thinking this is
like,
a bad guy.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So
and you
do
also
need somebody that can get that.
I don't know if Anthony Perkins did the voice of Norma, but if we're gonna get this actor to double up, you need someone with range. You need someone with to whip out a character voice.
Absolutely. I think that this is maybe the most difficult role in the movie.
Absolutely. To be done well as well.
It can be played so wrong.
So wrong. Vince Vaughn.
Yep.
I haven't seen it, but I just know it's wrong.
I remember when I've only seen it once, and it's been a bit. But I remember when I watched it, I didn't necessarily like despise it. Like I wasn't totally being, because he's really young in it. But I do remember thinking, this might not have been the correct choice.
It's a crazy swing. And I love Vince Vaughn. I'm gonna put it out there. Like, love Vince Vaughn, and I think he's great in most of the stuff I've seen him in. I just think this is wild casting.
And honestly, I think now his range has expanded so much. 100%. Like I think he can do it.
No, yeah. No, right off the bat, like first thing in your career, and you have to be in a remake of one of the most iconic characters of all time. And scary.
Genuinely one of the best performances in a movie.
Yeah, like terrifying. At least Freddie Highmore has been acting since he was born.
2.
Yeah, so he was fine. He was comfortable.
But like this role has big stakes, and we need somebody that can deliver.
Absolutely. So Vince was set up to fail. I will support Vince Vaughn. I stand with Vince.
Yes.
But no, in our iteration, we're going to go in a different direction.
Absolutely. How many Normans do you have? I don't like this.
10, but I can cut it down.
All right, I got 5.
Okay, yeah, I can also do like a ton of throwaways.
I was gonna say, you could like hit me with 2 for every one that I give, because that's that'll even it out.
I'm gonna hit you with some 2 from a while ago as well. Like I've got these
hit
are
me
wildly
with some
different.
2.
Again, these are throwaways.
Gosh, I feel like the odds of us having somebody.
This one is not gonna be on your list.
Okay, but I feel like maybe there's gonna be crossover somewhere, but we'll see.
for
Let's
sure.
go.
Scott Foley.
Oh my god.
I'm so
okay.
I know. I'm so.
We get it. You just watched Felicity.
I did. Oh my god, him and Kerry Russell cast. But while I was watching, I was getting Scott Foley in Felicity vibes.
I'm like
in
okay
particular.
with it. I don't love it, but I can see it.
That's why I wrote him down, just because I was like, who is he reminding me of right now? Oh, that's actually crazy. It's Noel from Felicity he's reminding me of.
Yeah.
Which is like Noel's really endearing and like sweet and yeah. And I would love to think that maybe Scott Foley has the range. I would love to think.
And let's put him in the chair and let's find out.
Let's put him in the chair 20 years ago and let's see.
Absolutely.
Michael Cera.
I knew he was gonna be on your list. And I said, I'm not putting him on my list.
But tell me he wouldn't kill.
I don't know if I find him endearing.
What?
Or just creepy and awkward.
Creepy?
Sorry, Michael Cera.
No. What? Juno, babes. What?
Yeah, no.
Juno.
I know you're like
Arrested
in love
Development.
With him.
Yes, but there's a reason.
I know, but like, there's a reason I'm not.
That's crazy. No, I think he is
talented,
endearing and very talented.
And he's done like the Psycho before.
He's played creepy and Psycho, but he's also played like endearing and sweet.
He can
like
do it.
Sweet
I think.
awkward. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a soft awkward, which I think you need for a Norman.
Yeah.
So I think he'd kill.
I'll give one that I don't really like. I think I was just going off like sure.
Yeah.
And that one is Logan Lerman.
Okay, I could see it.
I don't know if I've necessarily seen him play
The Range?
Psycho.
Neither have I. I was gonna say I can see like the endearing, like
for sure, charming,
sexy little hotel
awkward,
owner. Yeah.
But I don't know if he can do it. So
I'd
this
love
is
to
like
think.
the Scott Foley
We're gonna
of
stretch
it.
him.
Like, show me.
This is his vehicle. We need to give people vehicles. We're generous.
Exactly.
Yes.
We are accelerating their career.
Absolutely, we are. You're welcome.
And that's what we're gonna do for Scott Foley and Logan Lerman.
Absolutely, together.
Yes.
Yes.
They're gonna split the role.
You know what? I see it. Really, that's commentary. On
Yeah.
what? I don't really want to venture a guess.
Let's not dive into that part.
That's not my responsibility, okay? I'm just going to create a problem and run.
Hit me with two more.
All right. Okay, these men are about the same age. Can I hit you with three more?
Sure.
Andrew Garfield.
Love. I did consider him.
Eddie Redmayne.
Love. They're very similar in my mind. And when
yeah.
Yeah. So I love that.
Yes. Joshua Rabbit.
Why am I struggling to even remember who that is?
Wait, no, it's Christopher Abbott. I always call him Joshua, and I don't know why.
Okay. Did you say Christopher Rabbit?
Christopher Abbott. Christopher Abbott. But I always mentally try and call him Joshua, I think because I don't want to say Christopher Rabbit.
Okay.
Christopher
Love
Abbott.
that one.
No, yeah, I think
love that
he'd
one.
slaughter.
I absolutely love that one.
Sorry for getting your name wrong.
Well, first of all, I heard Joshua Rabbit. That's what Rabbit.
Maybe because Joshua Abbott and Joshua Bassett don't sound that dissimilar.
Sure. So I was very confused, but then
When that's actually so fair.
and then
Christopher Abbott.
yeah. But no, Christopher Abbott would absolutely slaughter.
Yes.
I love that. I didn't even consider him, which is crazy.
He might be a little old, depending on which age range of Norman we want to go for.
Sure, we might need to go back a little bit in time.
Yeah. So that's why I put them all together, because I figured they were around the same age range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that though.
Yes. Thank you.
So I'll do my 90s pick.
Yeah.
My 90s pick, I feel like this is so obvious. Like, this is like the person that I'm surprised. I mean, I guess he kind of took off after the remake was made, I think. Mm-hmm. Or like, I don't know about took off, but Ed Norton.
Love. Yeah, he'd kill.
You know,
he's great.
I feel like that's the exact role he played
Fight
in
Club?
Primal Fear.
Yeah.
Nope.
No. Well, in Fight Club, he's troubled and thinks he sees someone, and then that's really just a part of himself.
Okay, stretch. But in Primal Fear, he plays, you know, the like
He can play
guy
mental
that's
illness
innocent and has multiple personality disorder, and you think is innocent the whole time, and then turns out not to be. So
No, yeah.
I was like, this is literally like the exact same thing. Like he can do it.
No, for sure.
Yeah. So
Love.
that's my 90s pick.
Love.
All right, hit me with some.
I'm gonna strike one. One of them's Timothy Chalamet.
Okay, I strike it.
I'm gonna strike it. And honestly,
Love the boy.
And he would kill. He'd be great. But we've cast him in too much.
No, he's had his time.
He's had
He
his
doesn't need it.
time. He got really close to an Oscar this year.
It's true, he did.
He got snubbed for one this year, so like we're fine. He doesn't need to be Norman Bates. I've got 4 left. You've got 3 left?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, okay. This again, actually, I'm going to strike one. I've only got 3 left.
Who did you strike?
You will never know.
Oh.
Lucas Hedges.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm striking
He'd kill.
him. He would kill. Should I? No, I've stricken. Mike Feist.
Oh my gosh. We're making challenges too.
Damn. He would kill.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he'd be good.
And vehicle.
Sure, yeah, we need to see it.
100%. He's not famous enough yet as well that like I feel like that kind of works in his favor a little because the role's so iconic.
Yeah.
You don't want someone
we're
like
we're
insanely
boosting him
famous.
up.
Yeah.
My next one is like my personal bias.
So was mine.
Your next one?
No,
Or
the one that just happened.
Mike Feist. Okay. This one is just completely me being like, I want him in a movie, and it's Paul Mescal.
Love. And yes, he would kill.
Like I was like, I don't have any doubt in my mind that he wouldn't be able to do it.
The skills on that man, don't even talk about it.
Absolutely.
Don't even worry. Love.
Yeah, but my last 2 that I have, I'm really happy with these 2. I think that they're also a little biased for me, but I also think that they'd kill.
Okay, love. My final 2, I actually don't know how I feel about.
Okay.
Fun. My next one, Barry Keoghan.
Okay. I mean, we know he can play troubled,
Creepy,
Yeah,
murderer, probably.
Yeah, like he's done it. We know he can do it. So like
That's why I think it's a little boring of a choice for me, but
Yeah.
he can do it.
No, for sure. Like
For
there's
sure.
no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
My next choice is Lewis Pullman.
Okay. A little older.
Sure.
How old is he? 40? 35?
Oh God. 40 is crazy.
How old is he?
He's 32.
He's only 32.
Yes, that's why when you're like a little older, I'm like, what are you on?
Okay. Lewis, I'm so sorry. That was crazy. You're perfectly fine. And he'd kill. He'd kill.
And he can definitely do like the awkward charming, but also
sure.
the crazy
Sinister
we've seen it
underbelly?
all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely is what I just said.
Absolute
I love
Lewis
abstinence.
Pullman.
Absolute. Abster Lewis Pullman is better than abstinence. That was wild.
Yeah. Now the viewers and listeners will not know this, but there might have been a little bit of a technical
There might
difficulty.
have been a technical difficulty. But don't
As we were about to
worry.
announce
We're
our
so
final.
back. And that's the thing. I think we were really just building anticipation for ourselves.
Absolutely. We just really needed a big drum roll for this final one.
Absolutely, we did. Now, Ben, is it my turn or yours?
It is your turn for the final, because I just said Lewis Pullman.
No one you did. And again, I'd love to reiterate, sorry for calling you 40, and I do think you'd kill.
Yes. He literally would kill in the movie.
Actually, quite truly would.
Spoilers.
Crazy.
If we have the same final Norman, that'd be really crazy. It would be crazy. I don't think we do, because I don't think you think about this person as much as I do.
Yeah, so there's no way. There's no way it's going to be the same person, because I think about this person quite often.
Okay, then I know for a fact we don't know the same person.
Okay. And I think I might have said this one while we were watching. I think you thought it was a joke, and then I wrote it down.
Or wait, did I say it?
Maybe.
I think I said it, and then you were
I said I wrote it down.
Seriously.
Oh.
But I don't remember who it is.
My pick.
Milo Manheim?
Yes.
Is it actually?
Yes.
We're getting the cast a little shop of horrors.
Yes, the thing about me, I'm gonna cast everyone who other people have already cast together in projects back. We're so back.
You just want a reunion.
I just love it. And you know what? At least none of these people were in Riverdale.
True.
That's huge
like
for me.
First time ever.
Yes. Honestly, wait, Lily Reinhart would kill.
Okay, get out of here. We're done with Marion.
As Marion, she'd kill.
Okay. Milo Manheim would kill.
He would kill.
He's goofy. He's very charming. He's obviously played Psycho. We've seen the Zombies movie.
No, fully. That's the thing. Like, I got to know him while he was a monster. So
he can play a monster.
He can play a monster.
With a heart.
With a heart. And he's exceptional.
Zed. That's good. I do, remember talking about that.
Yeah. And I genuinely think that he would go.
It clearly struck a chord within you.
It did. I want it. I think he has the right build for a Norman.
I think he's maybe a little too muscular.
No.
But that's okay. I don't think Norman's build, like if we're thinking Anthony Perkins, that is a slim, very, very slim man. Milo Manheim, he's slim, but I do consider him to be a little bit more bulky-ish.
I feel like you'd only know that if he took his shirt off.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Because I think I assumed no. And then I saw photos of him in the pool. And I said, oh.
He does. I do think if you look at him only from the waist up, you think he's muscular. But when you look at him full body, I can see like a lanky.
I'm thinking full body. I think lank. Yeah.
But I still think when I see him muscular, but also, I mean, I've seen him without his shirt on.
Now we know.
I know that he's not.
We've had a peek behind the curtain. Yeah.
Just us.
Only. Just us. Oh, Milo said, come on over to the pool, guys. When we were having a soak with Milo, we couldn't help but take a peek.
He actually said, guys, watch.
Look at this. And we said, do we have to?
And we said, we're going to talk about this on the pod.
We're going to run our mouths. And he said, I would expect nothing less from my two close personal friends.
Oh my gosh. But no, that's good. I like that.
Thank you. Now, Ben, who's your number one, who I barely think about?
My number one, I don't want to speak for you. Maybe you think about this person more than I think you do.
We'll see.
This is one of my favorite young actors.
Oh, Gabriel LaBelle?
No.
Okay.
Gabriel LaBelle did not make the cut.
Okay, good.
He's like a newer of my favorite young actors. This is like a young actor that I've like
historically
I've been a fan of for quite some time.
Love.
He's also played maybe this exact role in a movie before. Like genuinely he plays the clerk of a hotel and is kind of
weird,
awkward and weird. he doesn't kill anybody, but he is weird.
But he could.
And awkward.
Yeah.
He could. And that is Ty Sheridan.
You know, I don't think about him often.
And you know, I thought that.
But I love that for you.
Thank you.
Yes. And not that I don't love that for the community either. I also love that for the community.
As I say, he's played awkward his whole life.
Yeah.
That's like his entire career. And he's played kind of scary-ish before. So like,
yeah.
I think
so
he
this
could
works.
do it.
This
And
makes sense.
The Night Clerk is in fact a movie in which he plays an awkward, goofy clerk of a hotel.
So he's been training.
Truly, he has been training for this role.
He
He's
said,
been in the
"I
gym.
got this, and he does.
Yeah. So that's my final pick for Norman Bates.
I
think genuinely some of these we we've struck gold.
100%. I think.
Truly.
Okay. So what I think obviously we're locking in David for Sam.
For sure.
Easily.
For sure.
We had a lot of crossovers for the like Lila Marion moment.
Zoe and Daisy were our crossovers.
They were our crossovers.
I want to give Zoe Marion Crane, and I want to give Daisy Lila.
Love. Let's
And
see
then,
it.
Yeah.
And then what I think we do for Norman, we just need to see a second round from a couple of people.
For sure.
We have a short list, and we're going to bring some in.
And we're going to do some chemistry reads with Zoe Deutsch.
Absolutely. And what a treat for them.
No, truly. I want to do a chemistry read with Zoe Deutsch.
And we also will. Just to see.
We'll just jump up there.
We just want to see what sparks fly, because maybe the right picks are right here for Norman. We don't know.
You're so right.
Yeah. Yeah. I also have 2 picks for Norma.
Which is Norman, but hit me.
No, I have 2 picks for just the body and the chair.
Okay.
That's all they do. Maybe
Okay,
we
so
add a
just swing
flashback
them
into
over,
this
see a
one, but
dead
we don't
body.
need that. Yeah.
No, we don't want that.
No, we don't want that. I'm going to go with my second pick first. Wendy Malick.
That's bullying. I love that woman. That woman is a legend.
No, and I agree, and that's why I want her in the film.
And you want her to play a dead, rotting corpse.
She could do
That's it.
She could do it. She could do it.
I love Wendy Malick.
I love Wendy
feels
Malick.
like bullying.
No, I think
Who's the next one?
I think she'd slaughter. And then my next one's like obvious.
You saying obvious for a rotting corpse that you see for 2 seconds in a chair is crazy.
No, it's obvious because of what film it is.
Vera Farmiga.
Let's toss her in there. Wait, Thaisa Farmiga for Marion?
No, we want good actors. Love you, Thaisa Farmiga.
I don't know anything about you. I love your sister, Thaisa. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Like a nice cameo.
100%.
I'm in on that one. That's not bullying.
She plays like Marion's mom or something.
Or like the old woman at the couple that they go to when they are trying to find the motel. Like that's a good one for Norma. I'll accept that.
Yes, that's why I thought it was obvious.
Wendy Malick feels like we're bullying the woman.
Look,
Jamie
Wendy
Lee
Malick
Curtis,
I wrote down first.
Oh my god.
I
Jamie
said
Lee
she
Curtis
gives.
is like a fun cameo.
But then
messed up.
But then Jamie Lee, I said for the legacy. She's got to be in the film in some capacity.
For sure.
For sure. Absolutely. Should be down.
Oh, I couldn't believe it more. Like she definitely would be down.
Kiernan Shipka. Can we get her in there?
I think she has to be in there somewhere.
She's got to be in there somewhere.
She's secretary.
Wait, she's quirked up secretary at the beginning? She would kill.
Yeah. No, and
Daisy knows
exactly
her. Let's get her on the phone.
From Kiernan Shipka.
That's what we need
from her.
Absolutely, we do. Jamie Lee knows her. Daisy knows her.
Oh my god, you're right. Well,
Get
I mean,
her
she's
in.
worked with everyone under the sun because
Everyone on this list knows her. Let's be real.
Truly.
So, absolutely, let's tap her in.
I think we killed. Not
I
to
think
brag
we
or anything.
killed. No, genuinely, I think we did a really good job. And if I were watching this video, I'd be floored.
No, couldn't agree more.
Or listening to this podcast. I actually forgot what formats we do this in.
Yeah, we do it in every format. You can also just watch the video on mute.
Yeah, if you just want to like look at us.
I'm sure YouTube does pre-made subtitles and it's probably not accurate, but that's okay.
But that's actually kind of fun as well.
So leave a comment of what movie we should cast next.
Absolutely. Would you tap anyone else in? Did you agree with our picks?
Do you have any heavy hitters that should maybe
that
play
we
for the
missed?
Team? Yeah.
I love sport. One thing about me, I love sport. So that I couldn't agree with more.
Who are we taking off the bench?
Who's getting a red card?
I was doing baseball jokes, but that's okay.
I'm not.
You'll find there is no red card in baseball.
Who's getting a home run?
That's good. That's good.
Who's going to second base?
Sure.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Who knocked it out of the park?
That's a good one.
That's we sport, baby.
We did.
We did.
We knocked it out of the park.
Absolutely we did. And with that,
I think it's time to say
I'm feeling a little Norma.
I'm feeling a little sick.
And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.